and welcome back to my channel, the best place to be to discover exactly how your thoughts and your emotions are affecting your whole health. And this week I don't know about you, but I have had the most chaotic week in a really, really long time. And as a practitioner, I tend to see, this type of energy around this time of year, and I'm videotaping today. And it's the perfect chaotic day. It's gray, it's windy, the sun tries to poke out, then it had a little rain, it's cold, it's a shit show outside. And it just reflects the energy that's going on right now in the universe, at least what I've been seeing. And I thought, well, let's do a video, because in case you're having the same issues I am, maybe I can give you some good tips and suggestions on how to manage getting through having just a crappy day. And I'll say, I didn't even have just a crappy day. I've literally had a crappy week. And I'm going to go into a video next week that discusses how the unfolding of this crappy week started with an emotional plague reaction. And I'll go over what an emotional plague reaction is next week. But this week, I'm just going to go on about what I've been experiencing, and maybe you've been experiencing too, because it seems to be happening everywhere. So I don't know whether you had an emotional plague reaction, whether you've had an event in your life that has just thrown you all off kilter. Whatever it is, there is a lot of things in life that can really spin us into a nosedive. And I know around here, I kind of try to look at everything. It's the one thing that I've always done in life is, try to be really attentive to what is going on around me, how it is affecting me, and so on. And so, maybe it's an emotional plague reaction. Maybe it's the fact that Mercury is retrograde right now, and that's throwing communication off, and communication issues have been, an issue for you. Or, I don't know, maybe you've just taken on too much in life, and fall tends to do that for us. So here, you get busy, especially a mom, you've got kids going here and people doing this and going there and business for that, and I got my own. It's just, there's so many things going on through the fall and into the winter that we tend to take on way too much stuff, and then it has to peak and crumble. And I'm going to go over exactly what those laws are that we function within. There's an interesting law of the universe that we function within, and how it creates these kind of seemingly chaotic and out of control crappy days, and how you can maybe work through it in a safe and effective way. So I don't know about you, but I know lately life has just been a whirlwind of crappy days. It's been one thing after another, and I just, I don't really know where to go with it, actually. So I thought if I shoot this video, maybe, I can give you some great tips and ideas on how I managed to get through having a crappy day and not let it weigh me down. So whether you've taken on too much, whether it's Mercury retrograde, whether it's the seasonal miasm, which I'll go into in another video, or whether it's just seemingly events that are going on around you that you don't have any control over, but you are somehow connected to them and they are affecting you. So any one of these could be the reason why you seem to be having a crappy day, or I've been having a crappy week for that matter. But there are ways that we can help, work through this. And so what I'm going to talk about is there's this interesting law that we have, that we function within. And it's a biological law that all living things function within. And it's a 4-beat cycle of life. So it's a cycle that we all have to be somewhere in. So it goes tension, charge, discharge, and relaxation. And that's a healthy beat. And then it goes back to tension, charge, discharge, relaxation. And in health and in normal mobility, that's the way things go. Even think of like a seed that's growing, so a seed is the discharge of a plant. And then that seed has to have something that triggers it. So there's tension, for it to start to grow, and then there's charge where it starts to spurt forth, and then there's a discharge where it itself blooms and then creates seeds, and then there's a relaxation phase. And So just like that in life, we function within it, not only at a cellular level, but also at an energetic, emotional, thought-based. So when you see where you've had tension, charge in your life, so stress and chaos, maybe going too far, stretching yourself too far, and I've talked about this, that whole elastic band thing. So you can stretch yourself so far, but eventually it has to snap back. We have to relax. We have to hit that relaxation phase. And what I find with my clients and in health and in disease, if you're struggling with an illness and it's a chronic illness is the body stuck at that tension charge, can't quite discharge, so you don't get relaxation. And so that's a disease state, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. If you're stuck in a tension charge and you can't quite get a full discharge in order to relax, then you get stuck in this cycle and you can't get out of it, and it just never ends. And that's where the chaos comes in, when you can't let go, when you can't release and you can't discharge and relax. So whether you're having a crappy day right now or a crappy week like I am, and you're wondering, where's the end to all this? The end is trying to find ways to bring awareness back to, okay, where am I at? What is causing this? What is triggering this? So again, it could be a multitude of things. Cosmic, it could be outer events, it could be you just having taken on and now it's time to stop. Whatever it is, it's best to, stop for a moment and reflect. That's always my go-to for anything when it feels like I'm completely out of control. Now remember, there's a healthy sense of control and there's an unhealthy sense of control. And so with having a crappy day, the key to bringing back a more stable place is to take charge, but in a healthy way, is to just stop and reflect. So my first tip really to get out of a crappy day is to simply stop and reflect in the moment. Stay present and realize that, okay, what's causing this crappy day? Is it something that I can control and change, or should I just stop and change what I can? And stopping and changing what you can is to stop and change your own thoughts and emotions that are surrounding this event, so that you don't get kind of caught up in that whole whirlwind. And that's sort of my biggest tip for getting out of a crappy day, is to stop. Take a moment, take some big breaths, Remember, the out breath is the relaxing breath. And then regroup and realize that it is just a moment. It's just a bad day or a bad week, whatever it happens to be. But that week is somewhere in that cycle of tension charge needing to discharge. So recognizing, where am I stuck in my life? What am I not working through? What am I maybe not facing? What am I not giving attention to that I should be in a conscious way, so that I can release it, relax, and move on? So for me, really what started all this was not even just the emotional plague reaction, which really set it all off, which I'll go into next week. So subscribe, ring the bell, do whatever you need to do so you make sure you see that one, because it's a good one. But ahead of that, I've been really working on changing my state. So I've been changing an old belief and an old pattern that I've been stuck in most of my life, as we all do. We learn habits and patterns and beliefs, and growing up, we take on our parents' beliefs and we make them our own, and then we morph them, maybe not even in a healthy way. So I've been recognizing this really deep old belief pattern that I had that was affecting my life, to really have to go over and beyond all the time, to always trying to do more to feel more successful. And so I wanted to bring that back down, bring it in, ground myself, and change that habit into a healthier belief, where life is always going to unfold in the best and highest way possible for me without making it happen. So I've been really working on that and trying to simplify my life and move through life with more grace and ease. And interestingly enough, is this sort of emotional plague reaction which happened, which made me make some major changes, was a necessary step to fulfill what I'd already put out to the universe, was to make my life simpler and easier. So taking time to recognize what is this chaos around you or this crappy day. Why is it a crappy day? What is it trying to get you to pay attention to? And then take back that control. So really doing your own due diligence and recognizing that I can change how I feel and think surrounding this day. So even though everything was going to hell in a handbag, if you will, and I got nothing done last week at all, there was a reason I needed to go through that, because my belief is always I have to accomplish something every single day to feel worthy. And I didn't get anything done last week. I spent most of my time babysitting the animals, the horses that were not getting along, and trying to fix that and trying to do this, and and then I got behind on that, and then I just never bothered to do that. And then I just felt so overwhelmed that I just got to a point where I'm not doing anything. And that's actually where I needed to be. But it took me 3 days to get there, because I still had that old belief that I had to get something done. Oh my God. So now that that's all settled, I realized that, all of that happened for a reason, and it's all perfect in the grand scheme of things. Everybody's fine. It all worked out the way it was supposed to work out. Just had to let go and wait. So my second and most important key is to be patient. So stay in the now, bring your attention to your thoughts and your emotions. How can you not let this crappy day or a week affect you negatively? Take back your power with it and let it unfold in whatever way it's going to unfold that you can't control, but control how you react to it. And then be patient and wait. So it wasn't until I hit that patient point and I waited for the results to settle, and I just went, well, I'm not going to get any better than this, so I guess I just need to ride it out in the best possible way. And that's what I did. So patience. Try to have patience with yourself and wait. Wait for the universe. Ask for everything to settle. So those are my big tips. I hope that helps you get through a crappy day. And if not, the other things I go to, of course, I go to my Iomi remedies, I go to essential oils, I eat some really healthy comfort foods, whatever I need to do to get out of that craziness and down back into here. So I hope that those tips help you get through your crappiness, your crappy day, whatever it is, and I wish you a lovely and easy flowing rest of your week. Ring the bell and stay tuned, because next week I'm going to talk about that emotional plague reaction that really was the catalyst to set this whole crappy episode off for me, but to also bring me to awareness of what I really need to pay attention to make my life better. So have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you for following. I hope you subscribe, and I will catch you again next week. But remember, be authentic, be empowered, and own it completely. Until next week, bye.